Happy Sunday, it's Penuel the Black Pen. I'm coming to you from my hometown of Newcastle in KwaZulu-Natal. This is the park from down the road from my house. It used to look better than this, but it's still sort of decentish. Took me a while to realize that I'm actually like a cheese boy and I grew up privileged. Because for a long time I was like, I'm not privileged. My mom is largely a single mother. She's a school teacher. Ehlala nathi high, in section 4. And she raised the three of us, myself, my brother, and my sister, almost single-handedly. So I was like, I'm not privileged. It's like, yeah, but if you live in the suburbs, you have a soft life, you go to a Model C school or an ex-Model C school, you're a cheese boy. And it was only after varsity that I started embracing that, what, I think when it comes to the criteria, you're pretty right. And I need to thank my mom for that completely. She worked tirelessly, not just as a school teacher, but she used to sell. There's a park down the road here where people normally take pictures for their weddings. She used to go and sell ice cream there and other refreshments. And then on some weekends, we'd walk all the way down to, there's a Pick n Pay down in town. Outside that Pick n Pay, we'd sit with her there and then she'd sell secondhand clothes. No time for embarrassment, no time for scam. She was trying to make more money so that she could live a decent life and so that she could raise her children to have a decent life. And I'm very thankful because it taught me a lot. As much as she had a decent job, and she was earning a decent income, she needed to supplement that income so that herself and her children could live better. I'm in Newcastle because I'm going to be speaking at an event, Ibuto, Osizweni, which is one of the major townships in Newcastle. The other one is Emadadeni, where I was born and where my father lived until he passed on in 2020. But I'm going to Osizweni. I'm going to be speaking at an event there, Ibuto, discussing culture and its relevance in 2022. I'm very excited about that. That's going to be later in the afternoon. But also just to visit home. We still have a property here, thanks to my mom and the 20 years she spent working hard to pay off her bond. So, we appreciate the privileges. And I'm happy to be at home. I'm happy to be in Newcastle. I think I've done a lot for this town. I feel like I still need to do a whole lot more. Hopefully also for the schools I went to, Chelmsford Primary, Newcastle Junior Primary, Newcastle Senior Primary, Newcastle High School. I also did a stint at Arbor Park Primary as well, just to give back in various ways. I had a great time growing up here. It's an amazing town. So yeah, every tragedy is an opportunity for opportunity. It's an opportunity for opportunity. Every tragedy presents an opportunity. All tragedies present opportunities. I was suspended off Twitter yesterday, and having consulted with a lot of people, I'm not going to get my accounts back, and I'm kind of accepting that now. But it's put me on this research path now of doing an in-depth study on people like Andrew Tate, who has been banned off social media, not just social media. That guy can't even book an Uber, I found out this morning, that Jordan Peterson has been banned off Twitter. Obviously people like Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam is not on social media. I'm starting to wonder if there's a huge gap in the market. And I know a new social media platform called Rumble is on the rise. I know a lot of people are on Telegram. I think Andrew Tate has got Tate Speaks, which is a group on Telegram with 12,500 subscribers. I joined that yesterday. A lot of people are DMing me, sending me tips on maybe you should try this, maybe you should consider that. I'm obviously looking into the fact that South Africa doesn't have its own social media platforms. As expensive as it will be to build one, it may be something we need to consider for the future. But I'm thinking if you could get all these banned personalities onto a platform, that platform would go berserk. Because what the current social media platforms are showing today is that it's not about freedom of speech. It's about a certain narrative that needs to go out there. Because freedom of speech is making sure that whatever you say is not illegal. And a lot of the things we say are not illegal, but they are frowned upon by certain segments of society. And that is what gets you censored, gets your account blocked, banned, deleted. So I think there's going to be a very interesting conversation around how can we create real alternative platforms online, because we keep saying social media is alternative media, but it looks like very quickly it is turning into another form of mainstream media where they have the same regulations and principles and limitations as mainstream media. So it's going to be an interesting journey for me, and I'll see where it takes me. Facebook, I get unbanned in a couple of days, so I'll be back on. I'm still on Instagram. I'm still on TikTok, even though my account has got a warning. And obviously, I'm still on YouTube now, where I'm going to be making videos for the time being. And I'm going back to WhatsApp. I'm rebuilding, recreating my WhatsApp groups. I'm rejoining WhatsApp groups I set up and that I left so that I can connect to people. And I'm going to be spending more time traveling the country, meeting people that follow my content, people that follow the belief system of penalism, and other people who are game changers in various sectors of society. Because I want to be a better human, because I believe that if I can get good information, I can share it with you guys, and you guys can become better human beings. Penuel the Black Pen, constantly in the pursuit of wisdom, knowledge, happiness, inner peace, and impacting people's lives and the world in a more positive way. Every tragedy presents opportunity, and there's an opportunity now to create alternative social media platforms. There's an opportunity now to create alternative platforms that are more for free speech, where people can discuss very difficult topics such as the LGBTQI community, such as the COVID pandemic that we had, monkeypox, discussing the Red Pill Nation and men, discussing racism, discussing some of the supposed tyrants of the world, Muammar Gaddafi, Robert Mugabe, Adolf Hitler, Mao Zedong, and other people like that. I think a lot of us are hungry for this type of alternative space where we can speak freely, where we can connect and learn from each other and sculpt a better world, and not a world forced down our throats by the people in Silicon Valley, by the people that sit at the United Nations, by the people that still sit at the World Economic Forum. We can use the internet and other real platforms to drive real change that will solve some of the problems for us. And I think it's an exciting time to be alive. It's an exciting time for some of us to try and do that. Hope you'll have a great Sunday. Hope you had a great Heritage Day yesterday. Happy African New Year, of course, in this month of September. And I'm hoping to connect and meet with more of you guys soon. If your family is poor, you've got no reason to be resting today. Please go to work. If you're rich, it means your family worked hard to get you there. And it's your responsibility to preserve and retain that wealth. That means you have to get to work. Penuel the Black Pen, I love you guys very much, man. And I'll chat to you guys soon. Cheers.